You once said, and I've used this quote. I've always given you the
credit for
it. I don't want cool quarterbacks. I don't want my quarterback Millie rocking. I don't want my quarterback beer chugging. I don't want my quarterback shaving 3 times during a day, before games, after games. I don't want him grooming him. I want a nerd. I want a quiet guy. I want a less is more. I don't want to know much about my quarterback.
Lamar Jackson doesn't talk. Deshaun Watson. Russell. By the way, everybody makes fun of Russell Wilson. By the way, is his brand not a little dorky? A little square?
And those 3 guys.
Tom Brady.
And those 3 guys you just mentioned, as far as the way they play, cool, street cred, breaking ankles. But when you see them talk, nerds, quiet, low key. But when you want to break ankles, spin out of the pocket, video games, human video games, those 3 guys have that.
Their games are cool.
That's what I'm saying.
But look at Andrew Luck, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady. They're not Peyton Manning. They're not paralyzed by being hip. I tell young broadcasters, I literally speak to young broadcasters, and I always say this: the audience isn't hip. Why do you want to be hip? Like, you're just separating from the 90% of people that watch me aren't hip. I'm not hip.
Oh, you're definitely not hip.
I am literally, I wear this to bed. I literally go home and look like an accountant all day.
Colin, I will say this. Your audience is probably hipper than you. 99.9% of the population is going to be hipper than you. I understand it, but just make sure you give the audience credit. They are hipper than you.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay being a dork.
Yes. That's not a problem. I have no problem with what's happened to Baker, Cleveland. You thought it's so Cleveland. What's happened to Cleveland? They thought they were going to win the Super Bowl. They got Jarvis Landry. They got Odell Beckham. You have an embarrassment, truly, of riches. And it's an embarrassment of riches.
If you said to yourself, we've been surprised by Baltimore, Arizona, and Oakland. Cleveland's been the embarrassment.
They've been the embarrassment.
The good roster, like you said. There's been a lot of pleasant surprise. Oakland is a pleasant surprise. Cleveland's the embarrassment.
Is Freddie Kitchens going to get fired?
End of the year, I'm now being told 75, 80% yes.
So Baker Mayfield has gotten 2 coaches fired. And then he'll be there and he'll man up them and he'll do an interview saying, I don't follow the pro quo. I'm not like everyone else. Well, no, you're not. And this is why you're not like all the other quarterbacks we just mentioned. And this is why you're not winning.
By the way, my herd hierarchy, before we get to some NBA stuff, I had my herd hierarchy. You didn't like where I had the Patriots number 5.
Listen, I know you're doing like some Jedi mind trick that I have to come on and apologize.
Because you're a New Yorker.
I'm a New York Giants fan.
And you hate the Patriots.
Yes. But I've been tamed and like neutered by the Patriots.
Right.
Okay? So when you say Lamar Jackson, great. That running, and this is my fantasy football star.
Right.
I love him.
Sure.
Gets a little colder, gets a little bit more slippery. I love the guy. We could talk about the 49ers. They're not winning anything. They're the Seahawks. They're a problem. But when it all is said and done right now, and I'm a New York Giants fan. I'm a guy who we ripped their hearts out. Not once.
Twice.
2 times. Right now, if I had to bet the table, bet the house, the dog, the car, I go with the Patriots to win the Super Bowl.
Well, we were saying this yesterday. Outside of the Ravens, I don't even think Kansas City makes life uncomfortable for them right now because they can't defend the run. You could see Belichick against Kansas City. It's 37 minutes a clock, time of possession.
Yeah.
Their road, and this is a lot, their road's easier. By the way, have you noticed this? Bama wasn't losing games for 8 years. Then Florida gets a good coach. Georgia gets a good coach. LSU gets Joe Burrow and Ed Orgeron. And now Alabama doesn't look as unbeatable. It's like there is something to be said about New England. They play in the AFC East. Everybody's always got a new quarterback. Everybody's replacing coaches. They have an easier route. I mean, look at Seattle. They have to get through San Francisco in their own division.
Colin, we could sit here and make every excuse and reason why. I've invented excuses and reason why the Patriots have been so good. I'm one of the catalysts of it. Okay, I've patented on excuses why the Patriots continue to be good. I'm done with the excuses. I'm betting on the Patriots winning the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I don't want that to happen.
But it's your.
But I'm betting on that. So I don't want the AFC, the NFC, this coaching, this injury. Who cares?
No,
at this
they beat
point?
you down, Michael.
What?
They beat you down.
Well, they do. They do beat you down.
Year, they had me under a table.
They do.
I was under a table watching that Super Bowl. What happened? That was horrible.
Right. Let's shift to the NBA. Okay. Now, LeBron, it is a revenge season.
Ooh.
He's hashtagging it. Every big win is revenge. Yeah. What do you make of that?
They look good. He looks good. You know what, Colin? Up until 3 years ago when Lonzo Ball came into the NBA in the rookie year, on this show, we wouldn't discuss the NBA. It's November, like the season's got pushed.
Right.
8 games, 9 games, 10 games. This is a joke. The opening of the NBA would be Christmas.
Right.
Now, because of Lonzo Ball, and we could give him credit and his father credit, they've heightened up the NBA with the offseason and the 306. We've heightened, but 8-2. 2-8, that's tougher to get out of. Last year, Christmas time, the Clippers, I remember the Clippers had the best record in the West. I still like the Clippers. But they're 8-2. There's going to be, and I don't wish this on any player, so don't take this out of context. I don't wish this on any player. There's going to be thumbs that are broken.
Anthony Davis is hurt again.
There's going to be Anthony Davis. There's going to be, on all the teams, there's going to be ankles that get tweaked. And again, I want every player, including LeBron James, to stay healthy. They're a good team. The Dwight Howard thing has paid off. The Kuzma, he stepped up to JaVale McGee. The Warriors should have never let him go.
So you like the revenge thing?
They're not winning a championship. Oh, revenge, it's menge. He could change. He could do whatever he needs to do to Instagram and the revenge and the hair. We don't know what's going on there. That's the question we don't know. Everybody has a lot of answers. You got Joy here. She's smart. You just said you're a nerd. I quote you. We don't know what's happening with the man's hair. But I know this. They're a very good team. They're not beating the Clippers. I'd have Denver to beat them. And Houston will be that could go 7 games. So if they think this ain't the East, my friend, don't get it confused. This ain't Cleveland. This ain't the East. This ain't the good old days when you were walking through the Raptors, making fools out of the Milwaukee Bucks. That ain't happened. So you could have all the revenge and hashtags, and maybe you try to get another patent.
Do you like LeBron as much? People get mad at me when I say this. I'm a LeBron fan. I think in the last 2 years, he's gotten very LeBron-centric. I mean, again,
fame will do that to anybody, though. Whether you're a star,
I think L.A. does it to people.
Listen, I'll say L.A. does it.
It does.
But when you're that famous, fame stunts you. They say like a lot of famous people, actors, child stars, Michael Jackson, the Biebers, the Leonardo DiCaprios. When you're that Michael Jackson famous, Eddie Murphy famous, it stunts your growth as a human being because they say like at the age of that you're becoming that famous, when you become like insulated like that, it stunts your growth. The guy's I don't have to sit here. Again, this is like Jedi mind tricks. He does a lot of great things. He's a great player. He's probably going to go down as an individual better player than Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard will end his career with more rings. Right. He's got 2 rings.
But
LeBron's
LeBron has
3.
gotten a little LeBron-centric. He's a little into LeBron. A little bit, right?
Yeah.
I liked him
should
more.
be. He's sick. He's ridiculous. The ego should be big. None of that makes for a championship.
I liked LeBron. I liked Ohio LeBron better.
I liked him during his first run with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then he made that decision, and then it's been downhill ever since.
I like him when he was part of that Ohio community, and now he's just another star in a town that elevates stars. Not that I don't like him, but he's a little. I get too much LeBron.
He's firing directors. Firing directors on your movie. What's the problem?
Somebody told me you're hot on this.
What's that?
Okay, so I talked to an NBA scout yesterday. NBA scout. And he said, you're watching last year, watching Brooklyn.
Yes.
And it was chemistry and fun and ball movement. He goes, it was a joy to go scout
the year before.
Yeah. Now they got Kyrie. He's like, that's over. Everybody's just watching Kyrie. I'm not a huge Kyrie fan. I think he's a little bit of a flat earth crazy person.
Every player on that team took a step back, including the coach, who everybody says is a genius, Brad Stevens. The Boston Celtics took a step back. I could sit here and ooh and ah. Brooklyn fans, New York fans. I mean, this guy is about as New York-centric of a ball handler. He takes all the great things from the Rod Stricklands, the Sham Gods, all the Dwayne Pearl Washingtons. He does it all.
Yeah.
He'll make the Instagram highlights every night and the plays of the night every single night. Karis LeVert Spencer Dinwiddie. In the playoffs, you were like, these guys are on the verge of becoming really good, taking a step back. They're 4-5, okay? Kyrie Irving, incredible individual talent. He's not the guy. You can't have a guy that dominates the ball that much.
See, that's my thing about Kyrie.
LeBron doesn't.
No, LeBron's always been very much lubricates the offense. LeBron likes to move it around.
So we could sit here and ooh and ah, he might have the greatest handle ever. But to play with it, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they're back to being the perennial all-stars that we thought they might be.
Yeah.
Spencer Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert, they're done.
I always say basketball is one of those sports. Don't underrate.
It's a team game.
Yeah, don't underrate. We all played high school basketball or at the Y. There is a correlation between YMCA basketball and the NBA. If the most talented guy on the floor, if he's selfish, it's no fun. And by the way, and I'm not even traveling.
Any sport that's a team sport.
But in football, the quarterback has to distribute.
Right.
And in baseball, in basketball, the best player on a floor can ruin the room. And I got to travel 45. Ruin.
And he ruins it for the players around him. The fans, we love it. The Instagram, we love it. It's incredible to watch. The way he finishes, the ball handling, the spins.
It's not good for the team.
But they're not winning anything. They're 4-5. Okay. The Knicks are 2-8. They're not much better than the Knicks.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.